What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about the biggest differences between Europe and America. As an American, I have no idea what life is really like in Europe. So today, I'm very interested in learning about these 18 cultural differences between the USA and Europe. And I have no idea what to expect, really. So, with that being said, let's take a look.
Here are 18 cultural differences that Europe has over the USA.
Okay.
Something bourgeois and funny. Is that okay? 1. Pay to use public toilets. It's not free to pee or do your business in public. You have
What? Wait, what? Okay, this is a huge difference. What? Okay. Yeah, here in the United States, it's just a given that you can go into most establishments and at least use the bathroom. This is actually really, really good to know in case I ever find myself in Europe. This is not something I would have expected or assumed. Wait, what? You actually have to pay. There's actually a slot to put money in even. Really?
have to pay usually €1 to use the bathroom, even if it's just to wash your hands. 2.
What? This is hold on. I can't just gloss over this one very quickly. This is a big one. This would affect a lot of Americans, I would think. Man, how have I never heard of this one? I would think a lot of Americans would vacation to Europe and come back here and complain and be like, yeah, I had to pay to use the bathroom because that's just not normal here, I guess. Maybe, I always feel a little bit bad whenever I have to go inside of a restaurant or a store just to use their bathroom. I understand they don't really like that. Usually it's mostly acceptable to go in a bathroom at a gas station somewhere in America. No one cares. That's totally expected. But it is I don't know. It's not rude, but it's the owners of the store or the restaurant aren't happy that you're there using the bathroom. So charging money to use it would certainly cut down on that, and it'd be good for the business, but it'd be terrible for us Americans who really when we really have to go to the bathroom or something on a road trip or driving around. We really depend on the fact that we can pull over basically anywhere and at least use the bathroom in most cases, unless there's a sign saying you can't just come to use the bathroom. Sometimes that happens. Wow.
Pay usually €1 to use the bathroom, even if it's just to wash your hands. 2. Water is not free. When you order water in a restaurant, it usually comes in a tiny glass bottle and costs €2 to €5.
What is this? What? Everything costs something in Europe. That's what I'm learning here today. or is America just strange in the sense that everything are we overly privileged or something or spoiled? We just expect everything to be free. The bathrooms, the water, for sure. For sure, if you're dining at a restaurant in America, you absolutely expect the water to be free. That's just completely normal. In Europe, not only do you have to pay for it, but they would actually bring you a bottle of water. Is that right?
They love sparkling water too, so make sure to tell them you want still water. Can I get a still water, please?
And you have to differentiate between sparkling and still water. Still water, there's a word for this. In America, there's no word for still water. It's just, if you say water, you're gonna get tap water. You're just gonna get I don't know, just regular water or something. I don't even know where it comes from. It comes from out in the back of the restaurant or something. But we don't even call it still water. There's only one kind of water you expect here.
Travel tip: carry around an empty water bottle and fill it up in sinks or public fountains. It's all purified. 3. Every
Really?
city has history. In America, we don't have much to talk about before the 17th century.
Yeah.
In Europe, some castles are 500 years older than the
This is a good one. This is a good one. But this is something that finally, at least most Americans might like expect this or be aware. Certainly, it's very obvious to us Americans that there's not much interesting historical artifacts and buildings and architecture going on here in America. There's, I don't know, there's some stuff like he's saying, like a couple hundred years old, dating back to like the beginnings of America. Maybe there's some interesting stuff, but nothing like an ancient cathedral or castle or something that seems to be just commonplace in Europe. It's really quite extraordinary. Like, I'm sure people in Europe must be somewhat used to this, like really old, cool historical stuff being around. Whereas here in America, that just boggles our mind.
US even became a country. 4. They drive less. Public transportation is everywhere and efficient in Europe, and most cities are pedestrian and bike friendly. There's really no need for a car, and gas is too expensive anyways.
Huh, interesting. I would say this is a pretty significant difference. Like, at least here in America, you are expected to have a car. If you're in Europe, are you expected to have a car? Can you survive without a car? Because that's a pretty big difference. Now, if we're talking about major cities, like in the United States, like New York City or LA, you can certainly survive without a car. There's enough public transportation infrastructure in our massive cities to get by. But if we're talking about just like average American towns or cities, smaller cities, they're really built with the idea that you have to own a car, like realistically speaking. So it'd honestly be nice if America was more like Europe in this sense, where there was more infrastructure everywhere, but America is so freaking gigantic. And yeah, it'd be nice though if there were like more trains and stuff like that, where you didn't feel like you had to have a car.
5. Sports are not a family affair. In the States, we pregame and drink beers and tailgate for sports games with our families and friends.
Yes.
In Europe, sports aren't such big events, except for soccer, which they love.
I was gonna say, like, Europeans love football, right? I won't even disgrace the terminology by saying soccer. I'll be proper here and call it football. Don't Europeans go like crazy for football? Maybe that's equivalent here in the United States to we have quite a few sports that people go nuts over here, like baseball, basketball, American football, even like golf and stuff. Like, people get pretty intense about it here. Is it not so much that way? And yeah, people are partying and getting drunk, and it's a whole thing. Like, Americans, like, I say this with a little bit of pride, we go a little crazy. We lose our minds a little bit for our sports. Maybe that's not so common in Europe. Like, I don't know, what's like a super European sport, like cricket or something, right? Are people not like going crazy, or is there a difference here?
6. Smaller food portions. This is the size of a normal meal in Europe. And this is a standard Coke. Also, ketchup.
Wait a minute, what? Oh, wait. What is this? Is this a Coke for babies? A Coke for ants? Are we being serious right now? Is the can of Coke in Europe a different size than in America? Like, as an American, I am aware, I've been told we have bigger portion sizes, which is funny because for us Americans, it's just the normal. It's just the normal portion size, standard. Oh God, and we're definitely not the healthiest group of people as a byproduct. But I don't know. It's funny because I bet if Americans go to Europe, we're like starving to death, even though it's probably not. Europe probably doesn't have smaller portions. it'd be more proper to say Europe has healthier portion sizes. But I have to admit, as an American, I do, I do find myself really appreciating how huge our portions are here. Because when I think about it, like we usually end up taking home some of our dinner from a restaurant. There's so much we end up taking some home for later. Maybe that's a sign, you know. Maybe it shouldn't be normal that there's so much food on your plates that you can't even finish it. Yeah, maybe this is true.
Coke. Also, ketchup is not free and comes in glass bottles.
Ketchup is not from. What is this? What? There's all these weird little things that are different as well. Like the different types of water, sparkling water, and like these little tiny ketchup bottles. And it's not free. It doesn't come with the meal. In America, there's a bottle of ketchup, a big bottle of ketchup in the middle of the table. It's like a community bottle of ketchup everyone shares. Is that strange? I never thought about that being strange. But seeing this now, I feel weird about it.
Seriously? 7. Cigarettes are fashionable. They aren't so looked down upon among Europeans either. I guess they don't have the
Really?
DARE program in Europe. In other
Really, smoking is cool. Is smoking cool in America? Not really cool. Somewhat negative connotation, but for a lot of people, it's just like whatever. Yeah, I would say smoking is neither cool nor like super frowned upon. It's kind of in this like whatever kind of place in America. I mean, it's certainly viewed as bad for your health, but I don't think it's viewed as like super cool. Now, as far as like vaping and stuff, and now what people have like Zyn, like nicotine pouches, which are cool, and like vaping, which is kind of it used to be cool. Now it's just like whatever. It also has like transcended to this like okay, whatever. They're smoking, whatever. They're vaping, what people, yeah, but certainly not like whoa, how cool. Is that more how it's perceived in Europe?
words, smoking equals cool. 8. They dress nicer. They don't just throw on basketball shorts, a university t-shirt, and sandals.
Oh, I feel personally attacked. People in Europe just dress nicer. I can see that. Like as an American, I kind of understand like how we view Europe and Europeans like very generally, and we generally view Europeans as more cultured, a little fancier, dressing a little nicer. So this one doesn't even necessarily shock me that much. I think a lot of Americans have this, I don't, you can call it a stereotype that Europeans like dress a little fancier or more exotic or whatever you want to call it.
What's up, dude? They always dress to impress.
Huh.
And about those haircuts.
I like it.
9. They can speak multiple languages. It's not uncommon to meet Europeans who speak 4, 5, or 6 languages fluently.
Wow. This is a good one. That is a massive cultural difference between the USA and Europe. The speaking multiple languages. Here in America, man, I don't even think it's like that cool. I think it's kind of lame that in America we are just taught English because that's all you really need to like get around the United States. All you need is English, and a lot of Americans don't end up traveling like outside of America to other countries, so most Americans never need to learn any other language. We're perfectly fine. And also, English is like, I don't know, it's probably the most common language on the planet, right? Most business and stuff is done in English. So those two things combined have resulted in America being unilingual, if that's a word. It's very, very rare to find an American who speaks more than one language. It's like a superpower. We're very, very impressed by that. Whereas in Europe, like, I know a lot of people learn their native language and probably some English. But is it also common for Europeans to learn like three, four, five languages? Really? That really boggles my mind. That's incredible.
Das Bier ist ausgezeichnet. To pivo je výborný. Je to pivo očem
Oh
vkusné.
wow.
To pivo je veľmi dobré.
10. They recycle more. Metal cans, plastic,
Oh.
paper, bottles.
Oh my gosh, look at all these different recycling receptacles. Oh my god. This also makes me feel a bit self-conscious. Like America is a bit behind the times when I see some of this European stuff. Yeah, like most Americans try to recycle, but we really just have one recycling bin. Really, we don't like separate our recyclables into like paper and bottles, plastic. Some people try to, but it's certainly not to this level. This is actually really admirable. Like massive respect to Europeans for actually taking recycling seriously.
Europeans recycle more and take better care of their environment. In Germany, the government incentivizes you with 25 cents for returning an empty bottle.
Oh, wow.
Empty water bottles can make you rich in Germany.
If they offered like a significant amount of money for us to recycle in America, that actually probably work. That actually probably get people to recycle more.
Many Americans seem to throw trash on the streets without thinking about the
Yeah, this can be a problem in some of our major cities. People just throwing trash everywhere. And oftentimes, there is only a trash can, only a garbage can. There's not even a recycling bin available in public. Like, yeah, not really ever. Whereas here it looked like there's public recycling bins here. Which is actually really nice. I don't know why we don't have that more.
consequences. 11. Coins actually matter.
Oh.
Don't lose your euros. This handful of coins is 20 euros or
Whoa.
24 US dollars.
Oh, this is so cool. Yeah. I'd feel like a pirate or something with my sack of coins. Although, wouldn't it be kind of inconvenient to carry around a bunch of coins? That's got to get heavy. But it is cool, like, at least from my American point of view, like holding a big pile of coins and feeling rich with my pirate's treasure. That's the only thing I can relate it to. That'd be kind of fun. Here in America, we don't have... I mean, technically, there are dollar coins. You never see them. Never see them. Those are more of a novelty. Yeah, we usually use just like paper bills or credit cards and stuff, not coins.
If these were quarters, it'd be about $3. See the difference? 12. Toilets
Wow.
have 2 buttons. This makes a lot more sense, right? Big ones for poop, small ones for pee, to save a lot of water every flush.
What? Huh? Wait, what? Why have I never heard of this ever in my life? What?
More sense, right? Big ones for poop, small ones for pee, to save a lot of water every flush.
Big one for a bigger flush? Small button for a smaller flush? To save water. Why don't we have this? I feel like that's the theme of this video now. A whole bunch of stuff that I'm just thinking like, wait, this exists? We could have recycling bins and like environmentally friendly toilets? Why don't we? What is all that? This is kind of blowing my mind. Okay. Well, that seems pretty simple. And a good way to save water, I guess, right?
Also, bathroom sinks are tiny.
For little kids.
Why are they so tiny? Or does everything just have to be gigantic in America? I never thought about America like this until this video. That we are just like, like gluttonous, like overusing things. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, we just overdo stuff for no reason. Portion sizes are massive, even though I'm actually happy about that. And all these weird little, like, technologies that we don't have, or smaller sinks, just ways of doing things That what's the purpose of the smaller sink though? Does that save water somehow or save space or that does look funny to me.
13. Electric cars. It's more and more common to drive small electric cars in Europe. Once again, better for the
Oh,
environment.
nice. Europe just seems to be much more environmentally conscious. Electric cars are starting to catch on in the United States, certainly as the years have gone on. I think in bigger cities, you find more electric cars in the United States. But even in the smaller towns and stuff, you're starting to see an electric car here or there, here or there. I don't know. It's still kind of like rare. I still kind of like go, oh, hey, electric cars behind us. Look. It's not like the standard or common. But it's starting to be like you see one every now and then. Is that a lot less than what's happening in Europe? By the sound of it, that's true.
You can pull into these parking spaces and you charge it. It's so simple. 14.
Huh.
Fewer trash cans. I never had this
Oh.
problem back home, but in Europe, it always seems like there's a trash can every 2 miles. But believe it or not, the streets are clean. 15.
Wow. Maybe Europeans are also just better about their trash in general. Whereas Americans are definitely like, we don't have any moral conundrum with, well, not me personally, but Americans in general. Like, it's not that crazy to see someone like drop some trash or like out their window or whatever. But if there's a trash can nearby, usually people will use it though. At least we're doing that.
Europe, it always seems like there's a trash can every 2 miles. But believe it or not, the streets are clean.
Wow.
15. Street signs are tricky. Can't find the street sign? Look on the building. It's usually there. 16.
Wait, what? This is like like every American who is going to visit Europe needs to see this video because this is genuinely helpful stuff that I would never have been aware of. Like some of this is really important too to like surviving and getting around in Europe. The signs are sometimes on the buildings. You never see that here in America. I had no idea that was even a thing. It's attached right onto the building. Okay, that would be tricky for Americans. Like I would never have thought to look there.
There. 16. Dinner is an all-night activity. Expect to spend 3 or more hours schmoozing and eating with your friends at the dinner table. In the
Oh.
US, if we wait more than 5 minutes to get our check, we talk to the manager.
Wait. Is this like when you go out to a restaurant? You expect to be there for 2 or 3 hours? Oh my God, how do you... No, this can't be true all the time. There's no way all Europeans are spending 3 hours out for dinner. Is it just expected that it's a time to relax and take your time and enjoy the experience? And you end up taking that much time. I mean, yeah, I think most Americans get a little antsy if dinner is taking like more than 45 minutes for sure, or if your food hasn't come out in like 10 minutes, or like he said, if the check hasn't come for you to leave. Americans get pretty antsy. There's no way we're lasting 3 hours. What?
Don't be in a hurry if you're going to dinner with Europeans. 17. They love the outdoors. You'll notice this by seeing tons of parks and outdoor cafes all over Europe. They love their
Nice.
leisure time, and they
Wow, I mean, if if our parks and cities looked like this beautiful, I think more Americans would get outside as well.
all over Europe. They love
Like this. Oh my God, I don't know where this is right here, but that's incredible. Look at this view. Oh my God. Yeah, I think in general, a lot of Americans would be healthier and maybe less stressed if we connected with nature and outdoors more. Yeah, this is like you certainly don't see this many people out like lounging around in the parks and stuff. Maybe in some of our bigger cities, this is more common, but in general, I think Americans could really, really stand to get out more, or at least like be in nature a little bit. I think it's actually healthy for you.
their leisure time, and they don't use their phones as much as we do.
Ah.
18. Longer vacation. Many European countries, like France, have 6 or more weeks of vacation.
Excuse me. But what? 6 weeks of vacation? What? 6 weeks? I mean, in America, the standard is to get 2 weeks of vacation per year. And I guess some holidays here and there, but 6 weeks of vacation. That would just, that's blowing my mind. Americans would just, we would be a lot happier, I think. Oh my God. I actually like that a lot. That seems like a much healthier work-life balance. Oh my God, 6 weeks though? Oh my God, and that's just normal? Like in Europe? 6 weeks vacation?
Or holiday, as I call it. In the US, 2 weeks would be generous.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? Did I miss anything on this list? I'd love to know your thoughts.
Oh my God, 6 weeks of vacation. I can't get over that. Okay, and with that, it looks like we're at the end here. That was really great. That was shocking. That was by Drew Binsky, and I gotta give this video a like, because I did like that, and I'm still a little bit in shock. I am gonna lie awake tonight thinking about some of this stuff. There are significant differences between Europe and America, and I guess I always assumed that, but some of these things are also like things that we could be doing here in America, but we don't. That's the sort of thing that really gets to me, where it's like, wait, some of this stuff seems a little bit better. Why don't we do this? It'd be one thing if it was just different culturally, but it seems like some of the European stuff is just like more makes more sense, or has better technology or ways of doing things and more types of water and but tiny sinks. I don't know about that. But 2 buttons on your toilets, and more recycling bins and what? This is really, really fun for me and actually quite eye-opening. I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these cultural differences between the USA and Europe. That'd be very fun to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.